that we the people choose who leads this country. And so we heard we the people last night, and that is why last evening I met my friend here, we met in person, and I told him that I would endorse Donald J. Trump for President of the United States and do everything in my power to lead us to victory in this war.
In a stunning turn of events, former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy has made a monumental announcement about none other than Donald Trump. Just one day after ending his own campaign, Ramaswamy took the stage in Atkinson, New Hampshire, to deliver a passionate speech that left the audience in awe. Trump's presidential race receives huge boost. Vivek Ramaswamy's decision to drop out of the 2024 race and endorse Donald Trump has sent shockwaves through the political landscape. Just one day after ending his own campaign, Ramaswamy took the stage in Atkinson, New Hampshire to make the stunning announcement. Ramaswamy, a biotech businessman and conservative commentator, had campaigned as the most Trump-friendly candidate in the GOP field, advocating for an America First agenda. His campaign gained traction among Republican voters, with his polling numbers peaking at 11% in Iowa, surpassing other notable candidates like Chris Christie, Nikki Haley, and Mike Pence. However, as the campaign progressed, Ramaswamy's stance on Trump began to shift. While still generally complimentary of the former president, Ramaswamy started comparing Trump to a wounded soldier, urging Iowans to vote for him instead to save Trump from the deep state's trap. This caused a brief rift between the two candidates, with Trump criticizing Ramaswamy's campaign tactics. From the very beginning, Ramaswamy aimed to make a bold statement with his campaign. He predicted a solid second or third finish in the Iowa caucuses, but unfortunately, his aspirations fell short as he came in fourth in the first presidential contest. However, this setback did not deter Ramaswamy from pursuing his vision for America. "We did not achieve the surprise that we wanted to deliver tonight, but our fight is far from over. I am more determined than ever to bring back a sense of national identity and ensure that the next generation of Americans understands what it truly means to be an American." Despite his earlier claims of a solid second or third finish in the Iowa caucuses, Ramaswamy found himself in fourth place, with former President Donald Trump dominating the caucuses. However, instead of bowing out quietly, Ramaswamy made a bold move by throwing his support behind Trump. He called Trump to congratulate him and express his support for his presidential bid. In an interview with ABC News, Ramaswamy stated that if he couldn't be the next president, he believed Trump should be. He acknowledged that his own momentum in the polls had faded, leading him to suspend his campaign. "After careful consideration, I have decided to suspend my presidential campaign and endorse Donald Trump for the nomination. While we may have had our differences, I believe that Trump's commitment to America First policies aligns closely with my own vision for this country." The decision to drop out of the race and endorse Trump was not an easy one for Ramaswamy. He had built a strong campaign in Iowa, holding over 300 events and relocating to Des Moines to connect with voters. However, the results of the caucuses showed him in a distant fourth place, prompting him to make the difficult decision. Ramaswamy's endorsement of Donald Trump has ignited a firestorm of reactions and speculation about the potential impact on the 2024 elections. Political pundits and voters alike are analyzing the significance of Ramaswamy's decision and what it means for the future of American politics. The announcement came as a surprise to many, considering the brief rift between Ramaswamy and Trump just days before the Iowa caucuses. Trump had criticized Ramaswamy's campaign tactics, accusing him of deceitful tricks and warning voters not to waste their vote on him. However, the two quickly reconciled after Trump's victory in Iowa, with Ramaswamy calling Trump to congratulate him and express his support. Ramaswamy's endorsement of Trump carries significant weight, as he was seen as one of the most Trump-friendly candidates in the field. His decision to align himself with Trump could potentially boost Trump's chances in the 2024 elections, especially among conservative voters who resonated with Ramaswamy's message. The announcement made by Ramaswamy has left many wondering about the future of his political career. While he did not rule out a future run for office, he emphasized that his focus now is on supporting Trump and ensuring his victory in the upcoming elections. Ramaswamy's commitment to the America First agenda and his willingness to work with Trump as a vocal campaign surrogate demonstrate his dedication to advancing their shared vision for the country. The reaction to Ramaswamy's endorsement has been mixed. Supporters of Trump see it as a significant boost to his campaign, as Ramaswamy was seen as one of the most Trump-friendly candidates in the GOP field. They believe that Ramaswamy's endorsement will help solidify Trump's base and attract more conservative voters who resonated with Ramaswamy's message of putting America first. On the other hand, critics argue argue that Ramaswamy's endorsement is a strategic move to align himself with the frontrunner and gain political influence. They question the authenticity of his support for Trump, especially considering his earlier comparisons of Trump to a wounded soldier. Some view Ramaswamy's endorsement as a calculated political maneuver rather than a genuine belief in Trump's leadership. However, Ramaswamy's decision to endorse Trump is not without controversy. His amplification of conspiracy theories and his comments linking the Great Replacement theory to the Democratic Party's platform have drawn criticism from opponents. Some argue that his endorsement of Trump further legitimizes these controversial views. Ramaswamy's endorsement of Trump raises concerns about the direction of the Republican Party. By aligning himself with someone who has been accused of promoting divisive rhetoric, Ramaswamy risks alienating moderate voters and reinforcing the perception that the party is moving further to the right. Ramaswamy's endorsement has also sparked reactions from his competitors. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, who had previously clashed with Ramaswamy during a GOP debate, expressed her disapproval of his decision. Ramaswamy's endorsement of Trump is disappointing. I believe that we need a candidate who can unite the party and appeal to a broad range of voters. His divisive rhetoric and conspiracy theories do not align with the values we should be promoting. Despite the criticism, Ramaswamy remains steadfast in his support for Trump. His endorsement adds fuel to the fire of the anti-woke movement and solidifies his position as a prominent figure within the conservative landscape. I understand that my endorsement may be controversial, but I believe that Trump's commitment to putting America first is what this country needs. We cannot afford to be complacent in the face of cultural and political trends that threaten our values and way of life. The potential impact of Ramaswamy's endorsement on the 2024 elections cannot be underestimated. His endorsement brings attention and credibility to Trump's campaign, particularly among conservative voters who viewed Ramaswamy as a strong alternative to Trump. Ramaswamy's decision to drop out of the race and throw his support behind Trump could sway undecided voters and rally Trump's base. Furthermore, Ramaswamy's endorsement may have a ripple effect within the Republican Party. Other candidates who were vying for the Trump-friendly vote may now reconsider their campaigns and potentially follow Ramaswamy's lead in endorsing Trump. This consolidation of support behind Trump could strengthen his position as the front-runner and make it more challenging for other candidates to gain traction. The endorsement also raises questions about the future of Ramaswamy's political career. While he has not ruled out a future run for office, his decision to align himself with Trump suggests that he sees Trump as the best vehicle to advance his America First agenda. Ramaswamy's support for Trump in the 2024 elections could position him as a key player in Trump's administration should Trump win the presidency. Who is Vivek Ramaswamy and why he dropped out? In the world of biotech entrepreneurship, one name stands out: Vivek Ramaswamy. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio, to Indian immigrant parents in the late 1980s, Ramaswamy's journey to success is nothing short of remarkable. From a young age, he displayed exceptional intelligence and a passion for science that would shape his future. Growing up in a middle-class household, Ramaswamy was instilled with the values of hard work and determination. His parents, both highly educated professionals, encouraged his curiosity and nurtured his intellectual pursuits. It was this supportive environment that laid the foundation for his remarkable achievements. Ramaswamy's academic prowess became evident early on. Excelling in his studies, he quickly became known as a prodigy in his school and community. His insatiable thirst for knowledge led him to Harvard University, where he pursued a degree in molecular biology. At Harvard, Ramaswamy's brilliance shone through. He immersed himself in the world of science, conducting groundbreaking research and earning accolades for his contributions to the field. It was during this time that he developed a deep fascination with biotechnology and its potential to revolutionize healthcare. After completing his undergraduate studies, Ramaswamy's thirst for knowledge led him to Yale Law School, where he pursued a law degree. While his decision to study law may have seemed unexpected, it was driven by his desire to bridge the gap between science and policy to ensure that groundbreaking scientific discoveries could be translated into real-world solutions. However, it was during his time at Yale that Ramaswamy's true calling became clear. Inspired by the emerging field of biotechnology, he decided to combine his scientific expertise with his legal acumen to make a lasting impact on the world, and thus Rovon Sciences was born. Founded in 2014, Rovon Sciences quickly became a force to be reckoned with in the biotech industry. Ramaswamy's visionary approach and entrepreneurial spirit propelled the company to new heights. With a focus on developing innovative treatments for various diseases, Rovon Sciences attracted significant investments and formed partnerships with leading pharmaceutical companies. Ramaswamy's leadership and unwavering commitment to scientific advancement earned him widespread recognition. He became a prominent figure in the biotech world, known for his ability to identify promising scientific discoveries and transform them into viable treatments. His groundbreaking work in the field of biotechnology earned him numerous accolades and solidified solidified his reputation as a trailblazer. With his success in the business world, Ramaswamy set his sights on a new challenge: politics. He believed that his unique background and expertise in the healthcare industry could bring about positive change in the country, and so he announced his candidacy for the 2024 U.S. presidential election, positioning himself as a candidate who could tackle the pressing issues of healthcare reform and biotechnology regulation.
And that is why today I am announcing my run for President of the United States.
Ramaswamy's campaign gained momentum, capturing the attention of both the media and the public. His charismatic personality and ability to articulate complex ideas resonated with voters across the nation. Many saw him as a fresh face in politics, someone who could bring a new perspective and innovative solutions to the challenges facing the country. Ramaswamy's policy proposals were as bold as his vision. He advocated for cutting the Federal Reserve workforce by at least 90%, a move he believed would reduce bureaucracy and promote efficiency. Additionally, he proposed deporting American-born children of undocumented immigrants, arguing that it was necessary to uphold the rule of law. We need to take a hard look at the Federal Reserve and its bloated workforce. By cutting it down significantly, we can streamline operations and save taxpayer dollars. As for the issue of undocumented immigrants, we must enforce our laws and ensure that American-born children are not given preferential treatment. Another controversial proposal put forth by Ramaswamy was raising the voting age to 25. He believed that young adults needed more time to mature and gain a deeper understanding of the responsibilities that come with voting. The voting age should be raised to 25. We need to ensure that young adults have a solid foundation of knowledge and life experience before they make decisions that impact our nation's future. This is not about suppressing anyone's voice, but rather about ensuring that our democracy is built on informed decisions. Ramaswamy's campaign gained traction among those who felt that their voices were not being heard and that their values were being overshadowed. As a vocal member of the anti-woke movement, he vowed to fight against what he saw as harmful woke policies that were eroding the fabric of American society. The anti-woke movement is about pushing back against harmful ideologies that seek to divide us. We need to stand up for free speech, individual liberties, and the values that have made this country great. My presidency will be a strong voice against the encroachment of woke culture. However, Ramaswamy's campaign was not without controversy. He faced criticism for amplifying conspiracy theories, including his belief that the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol was an inside job and that the 2020 election was stolen. Additionally, his comments linking the Great Replacement theory to the Democratic Party's platform drew condemnation from opponents. We need to question the official narrative surrounding the events of January 6th. There are unanswered questions that demand investigation. As for the 2020 election, there is evidence of irregularities that cannot be ignored. We must ensure the integrity of our electoral process. Despite the excitement about his candidacy, the Iowa caucus results proved to be a major setback for Ramaswamy's presidential aspirations. Despite his best efforts, he failed to secure the support needed to continue his campaign. The disappointing results forced him to reevaluate his political journey and ultimately make the difficult decision to drop out of the race. While the exact reasons behind Ramaswamy's withdrawal from the presidential race remain unclear, it is speculated that the lack of support in Iowa played a significant role. The setback may have led him to question the feasibility of his campaign and the likelihood of securing the nomination. The Iowa caucus, often seen as a pivotal moment in the presidential primary season, proved to be a turning point in Vivek Ramaswamy's political journey. The results of this crucial contest were far from what he had hoped for, ultimately leading to his decision to drop out of the 2024 U.S. presidential election race. The Iowa caucus is known for its unique format, where voters gather in precincts across the state to express their preferences for the presidential candidates. It is seen as a litmus test of a candidate's viability and can significantly shape the trajectory of their campaign. For Ramaswamy, the Iowa caucus was a critical moment to gauge the level of support for his candidacy. He had positioned himself as a candidate who could bring about meaningful change in healthcare reform and biotechnology regulation, but the results of the caucus were far from satisfactory. Despite his best efforts to connect with voters and articulate his vision for the future, Ramaswamy failed to secure the support needed to propel his campaign forward. The disappointing results forced him to confront the reality of the situation and reassess his political aspirations. elections. The impact of the unsatisfactory Iowa caucus results on Ramaswamy's decision cannot be understated. It was a moment of reckoning, where he had to confront the challenges and obstacles that lay ahead. The lack of support in Iowa raised questions about the viability of his campaign and the likelihood of securing the nomination. As a candidate who had built his platform on healthcare reform and biotechnology regulation, Ramaswamy understood the importance of early success in the primary season. The Iowa caucus results served as a wake-up call, highlighting the uphill battle he would face in achieving his policy goals. The disappointment of the Iowa caucus results also had a profound emotional impact on Ramaswamy. He had poured his heart and soul into the campaign, believing that he could make a difference in the lives of everyday Americans. The setback forced him to reflect on the sacrifices he had made and the toll it was taking on him personally. Ultimately, it was a combination of these factors, the lack of support, the challenges ahead, and the emotional toll, that led Ramaswamy to make the difficult decision to drop out of the presidential race. It was a decision driven by a deep sense of pragmatism and a recognition of the realities of the political landscape. While his departure from the race may have come as a shock to many, Ramaswamy's decision was a testament to his integrity and commitment to his principles. He understood that continuing a campaign that lacked the necessary support would not only be futile, but also detract from the larger goal of bringing about meaningful change. Although his presidential aspirations may have been cut short, Vivek Ramaswamy's impact on the political discourse surrounding healthcare reform and biotechnology regulation cannot be overlooked. His candidacy sparked a national conversation on these critical issues, shedding light on the need for innovative solutions and a fresh perspective. As Ramaswamy steps back from the political arena, his legacy as a biotech entrepreneur and advocate for change will continue to shape the future. His work in the field of biotechnology through Roivant Sciences will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on the healthcare industry. While the journey may have taken an unexpected turn, Vivek Ramaswamy's commitment to making a difference remains unwavering. Whether it is through his entrepreneurial endeavors or future endeavors in the public sphere, his passion for progress will continue to drive him forward. His candidacy brought attention to important issues surrounding healthcare and biotechnology, sparking a national conversation on these topics. Although he may not have achieved his ultimate goal of becoming the President of the United States, Ramaswamy's influence will continue to be felt in the realms of business, science, and politics. Why Trump is still the man to beat. Donald Trump is still the man to beat in the Republican presidential race. Despite facing legal troubles and setbacks, Trump's dominance in the Republican Party remains unshaken. From his stunning victory in the Iowa caucuses to his commanding position in the polls, Trump has proven time and again that he is a force to be reckoned with. The media may be in awe of his ruthlessness and effectiveness, but there is more to Trump's success than meets the eye. It's no secret that Trump has been a dominant force in the Republican Party since 2016. His approach to politics is unique and captivating, making him a force to be reckoned with. Trump dominates by ridiculing opponents, blasting anyone who stands in his way, and using bullying tactics to assert his dominance. The media eats it up, finding his outrageous and entertaining behavior irresistible. When Trump emerged victorious in the Iowa caucuses, the mainstream media was flabbergasted. They called it a stunning show of strength and marveled at his landslide victory. But let's put things into perspective. Trump received just 56,260 votes out of the 2,083,979 registered voters in Iowa. That's less than 3% of the total. Hardly a stunning show of strength. An entrance poll conducted during the caucuses revealed some interesting insights. Only 46% of Republican caucus goers considered themselves part of the MAGA movement, while nearly 50% said they were not. This indicates that a significant portion of Republican voters does not align themselves with Trump's movement. In fact, 3/4 of these non-MAGA Republican voters opposed Trump. Furthermore, over 30% of voters said they would not consider Trump fit to be president if he were convicted of a crime. These numbers highlight the weaknesses in Trump's support base, which the media often overlooks in their awe of his dominance. But why should Trump's dominance be surprising? He has been the dominant figure in the Republican Party for years. His tactics and media appeal have played a significant role in his continued success. Trump knows how to capture attention and keep the spotlight on him. He thrives on controversy and knows how to manipulate the media to his advantage. Trump's ability to dominate the media landscape is unparalleled. He knows how to create headlines and generate buzz. Whether it's through his provocative tweets or his bombastic speeches, Trump knows how to capture the public's attention. The media, hungry for sensational stories, eats it up and gives him the coverage he craves. But it's not just the media that falls under Trump's spell. His supporters are captivated by his outrageous and entertaining behavior. They see him as a political outsider who is unafraid to speak his mind and challenge the establishment. Trump's appeal lies in his ability to tap into the frustrations and grievances of many Americans Americans who feel left behind by the political system. Trump's dominance in the Republican Party is not solely based on his tactics and media appeal. It's also a result of his ability to connect with his supporters on a personal level. He understands their fears and concerns and presents himself as their champion. His larger-than-life persona and charismatic presence make him a magnetic figure that people are drawn to. One of the key factors contributing to Donald Trump's enduring popularity within the Republican Party is his policy achievements during his presidency. Despite facing significant opposition and controversy, Trump managed to implement several policies that appealed to conservative voters and solidified his support within the party. One of Trump's most notable policy achievements was his implementation of tax cuts. In 2017, he signed into law the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which aimed to stimulate economic growth and provide relief for American taxpayers. The legislation reduced tax rates for individuals and corporations, putting more money back into the pockets of hardworking Americans. This move was widely applauded by Republicans who believe in limited government and lower taxes as a means to spur economic growth. In addition to tax cuts, Trump also focused on rolling back regulations that he believed stifled economic growth and hindered businesses. Throughout his presidency, he made significant efforts to reduce bureaucratic red tape and streamline regulations across various industries. This deregulatory agenda resonated with Republicans who believe in free market principles and limited government intervention in the economy. Another area where Trump made a significant impact was in the appointment of conservative judges to the federal judiciary. During his presidency, he successfully nominated and confirmed 3 Supreme Court justices, shifting the balance of the court in a more conservative direction. This was a major victory for Republicans who prioritize the appointment of judges who interpret the Constitution in a strict and originalist manner. Trump's commitment to nominating conservative judges solidified his support among social conservatives within the party. Trump's tough stance on immigration was another policy area that resonated with many Republicans. He made border security a top priority and implemented several measures to crack down on illegal immigration. This included the construction of a border wall, increased enforcement of immigration laws, and efforts to end sanctuary cities. Trump's commitment to securing the border and protecting American jobs appealed to Republicans who prioritize national security and immigration control. Furthermore, Trump's America First foreign policy approach struck a chord with many Republicans who felt that previous administrations had not prioritized American interests on the global stage. He pursued a more unilateral approach to international relations, renegotiating trade deals such as NAFTA to better serve American workers and businesses. Trump's emphasis on protecting American industries and jobs resonated with Republicans who believe in economic nationalism and putting American interests first. Being an incumbent president comes with certain benefits, and Trump has been able to leverage his position to maintain his dominance within the Republican Party. One of the key advantages of being an incumbent president is the control over the party apparatus. Former presidents have the ability to shape the direction of their party and influence the nomination process. This control gives them a significant edge over their competitors. In Trump's case, his control over the Republican Party apparatus has been evident since his first term in office. He handpicked candidates, endorsed them, and pushed out critics within the party. This level of influence is not easily matched by any other candidate. When Trump announced his bid for re-election, it was no surprise that he was the party's presumptive nominee even before the primaries began. His status as the incumbent president gave him a head start and made him the front-runner from the beginning. What's remarkable is that despite being the presumptive nominee, Trump attracted a significant number of competitors for the nomination. Candidates like Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, and Ron DeSantis raised substantial amounts of money for their primary runs. In fact, they finished September with a total of $26.7 million available for use in the primary. That's no small change. However, despite their efforts, Trump's popularity and influence within the party overshadowed their campaigns. His dominance and control over the party apparatus made it difficult for any other candidate to gain significant traction. Trump's ability to rally his base and maintain their loyalty has been a key factor in his continued success. It's also important to note that Trump began his third bid for the White House just days after Republicans suffered losses in the midterms. This was the third straight national election in which Trump was a drag on his party. His hand-picked candidates, who embraced his big lie that the 2020 election was stolen, lost critical races across the country. Despite these setbacks, Trump's dominance within the Republican Party remained unshaken. His ability to rally his base and maintain their loyalty is a testament to his appeal and influence. Trump's supporters see him as a strong leader who is unafraid to challenge the status quo. They believe that he is the best candidate to represent their interests and fight for their values. As we look ahead to the future, it's clear that Trump's status as the incumbent Republican president gives him a significant advantage in the party's primaries. His control over the party apparatus, his ability to rally his base, and his influence within the party make him a formidable candidate. While his competitors supporters may have raised substantial amounts of money, they have struggled to match Trump's popularity and appeal. As the 2024 election approaches, all eyes will be on Trump and his potential bid for the presidency. Whether he secures the nomination or not, there's no denying that Trump's impact on the Republican Party will be felt for years to come.